I hold it together. No promises, don't worry about it. Um, am I getting it up? Okay. I'm going to start off with a good old-fashioned prayer. Ms. Campbell had brought about one to my attention, and I printed it out. Figured, let me go by script, so that way I don't go off track a little bit here, so bear with me. It's called Her Journey. Don't think of her as gone away. Her journey's just begun. Life holds so many facets. This earth is only one. Just think of her as resting from the sorrows and the tears in a place of warmth and comfort where there are no days or years. Think how she must be wishing that we could know today how nothing but our sadness can really pass away. And think of her as living in the hearts of those she touched, for nothing loved is ever lost, and she was loved so much. Eternal rest. Eternal rest grant upon them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shed upon them. May the souls and all the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace.
Amen.
Hi, everyone. I want to begin by thanking Mrs. Campbell and all of her helpers, I shall say, and the number of graduates who helped for this gathering. I want to thank everyone for taking the time to remember Dianna, Mrs. Wright, and for acknowledging the footprints that she has left on our lives. Being a mother to Christian and a wife to Mike was her world, and for those roles will forever be etched in her soul. Any teacher will tell you that their one goal in life is to leave a mark on our students. This is truly indicative today from the outpouring of your willingness and desire to help form this memorial. Dianna would always talk about her students, and even though she laughed more, she always knew and asked how this student or that student was doing, truly showing us her compassion and sincerity for all of her students. There were not enough words to say or tears to shed to show how much she was impacted her lives and how much she will be missed. I will always remember her energy when she came in the room and her boisterous laugh. I ask each of you to remember the quality she has left with you and keep that close to your heart. Dianna may not be with us in body, but her spirit will fly over those but her spirit fly over those she has left and those footprints she has left on us, especially in Mike, Christian, and the rest of her family. May God bless you, Dianna.
Miss Wright always used to ask me to sing for her in class, and I never did. So I'm going to sing for her tonight. Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? And your feet and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. And here on earth everything's the me what do you do up in heaven? Are your days filled with love and light? Is there music? Is there art and invention? Tell me, are you happy? Are you more alive? 'Cause here on earth it feels like everything good is missing since you left. Here on earth everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. I hope you're dancing in the sky, and I hope you're singing in the angels' choir, and I hope the angels know I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived.
Hello everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Dianna. I graduated from Moore Catholic High School with the class of 2016, and I was taught by Mrs. Wright, Dianna. She taught us English freshman and sophomore year, and I'm just going to speak. My experience with her may not, directly match every one of yours, but I hope that in some way my experience kind of helps you remember your experience with her. Like many of you here, I met Mrs. Wright in September of 2012 at Moore Catholic. I remember my first few days of English and not really knowing what to make of her because she initially came off as someone that was no nonsense, strict, and someone that was not to be messed with. Now don't get me wrong, she could definitely be all of these things, but she was so much more. The more I think about it, I'm pretty sure that coming in like that was just her strategy with any new class. For her, it's probably step one, let them know I mean business, and step two, love them to death and make sure they know their potential. Mrs. Wright was funny, caring, she was genuine, she was loving, she was blunt, and there were a bunch of other adjectives I could use to try and describe her, but I don't really think that any of them really do her justice. Since Sunday night, I've sat with my thoughts and memories of and with Mrs. Wright, and the only word that I've been able to use to describe her that does her any justice isn't even an adjective. It's a noun. If you had Mrs. Wright, you understand just how important things like this were to her, given that she was an English teacher that loved weekly vocab tests, and the fact that she could casually rip your writing to shreds if you didn't use a word correctly or if your grammar was wrong. It was all out of love, though. Mrs. Wright was an experience. Being taught, loved, and believed in by her was an experience. As a noun, the word is defined as an event or occurrence that leaves an impression on someone. And I think it's fitting because Mrs. Wright left an impression on almost anyone and everyone she crossed paths with. The outpouring of love out here on social media and wherever else her memory is being celebrated is a clear indicator of that. My relationship with Mrs. Wright was a special one because in a few different ways, she just got me. And there was nothing she didn't think I could do. She would always say things like I was her star, but she would always stay on me and make sure I never got too comfortable or complacent. And I truly appreciate that from her to this day. There are many memories I have of Mrs. Wright, from her dancing at pep rallies to her having us act out Hamlet in class. But I think my personal favorite was the day I was able to tell her I got into my top college choice. When I was going through the application process, I asked her to write my letter of recommendation, and she scoffed at the fact that I thought I had to even ask. When the day came that acceptance came, I was in the guidance office, I guess my free period avoiding being in the lunchroom, and I opened the email, and the first thing I wanted to do, and the first thing I did do was go to her class and tell her, because she knew just how hard I worked and just how much that meant to me. It hurts me that we often talked about you coming to Notre Dame and experiencing a game or a tailgate and bringing Christian and Mike. You guys are supposed to come. You guys can still do it. It hurts that I wasn't able to give you a tour of the campus, and it hurts that we never got to get lunch or dinner and catch up like we said we would a few months ago. But I know you're still here with us. It's very rare that students come across teachers that manage to have an impact on them outside of the classroom. To be very honest, it's rare that students come across teachers that make their students feel cared for and loved outside of the classroom. But Mrs. Wright lived and breathed this. One thing that I loved most about Mrs. Wright was that she didn't care if you were a straight A student or struggling to make C's. Her love, support, care, and effort she put into you never wavered. She pushed us all to do well, but we were never defined by our grades by her. We were her kids, and she cared about us as people more than anything. No, we weren't adults dealing with real world issues, but she understood that being a teenager in high school could really suck sometimes. And she always did whatever she could to be there, let us know that she understood and that we weren't alone if we needed it. She always tried to work with us, but she always made sure that to hold us accountable for our actions, which if necessary led to the tough love that she was known for. The truth is, more teachers should strive to be as good of a teacher and person as Miss Wright. And I'm just so happy that we're able to be here today to celebrate her love, because she is more than deserving of it. As an experience, sometimes as humans, we forget to live in the moment and realize we're living in one. So I don't want to end on a sad note. I want to leave you with this. Your time with Dianna was an experience. And if you ever need to, and if you can, please take the time to remember her as an experience and never let her go, because she never let any of us go. Thank you.
I just want to say that by you guys showing up means a hell of a lot to the family. Dianna we talk about, well, and her passion was the job. Being a great mom, being a great wife, and being a great teacher. She gave 110%. And you got your money's worth with her. And you got entertained. She's reading this certain way. And that's the way I raised my kids. Put 100% in, enjoy life, and if it cut short, at least you did your job. And you had a great time. So thank you again, and God bless you.
Lock the blow, so far from hanging on the block of dough. Notorious, they got to know that life ain't always what it seems to be. Words kind of touch what you mean to me. Even though you're gone, you're still a team. Give your family, I'll fulfill your team. In the future, can't wait to see if you open up a face for me. Reminisce sometime, night they took my brain. Try to black it out, but it plays again. When it's real, feelings hard to conceal. Can't imagine all the pain I feel. Give anything to hear half the breath. I know you're still living your life after death.
For those of you who don't know me, I'm Kelly York. I, along with Brianna and Juliana, was a student of Mrs. Wright, and we graduated the class of 2016. I had a lot written down, but everyone said a lot of great things, so the one thing I do know is that Mrs. Wright is shining down on us today. She has her students here, her family and her friends, and we're all here remembering her together. Mrs. Wright was the most amazing teacher I've ever had, but beyond that, she was the most amazing person. She truly just cared about everybody, and she was so selfless. And I was laughing because when she passed away, I was going through all my messages with her, and I was sobbing. But I'm reading, I wished her a happy birthday. It was her birthday. And she says to me, "How are you? I'm so proud of you. I love you." And I'm like, I thought it was my birthday now. It was her birthday. So that's just who she was. She just put everything on everybody else. She was proud of everybody. She put everybody first. And I feel like I never appreciated that as much as I should have. And I always did appreciate it, but now looking back on it, that is how we need to live. We need to be, like Brianna said, live like Mrs. Wright or Dianna, because she was the most amazing person. And her laugh, her infectious smile, her jokes, her dancing at prom and at pep rallies is going to live on with us forever. And to the Rizzo and Wright family, and her husband Christian and Mike, I am so incredibly sorry. But I hope that all of us coming together, the beautiful pictures, you see really how much I know she made an impact on your life, but on our life too. And it lived on even years after we graduated. So thank you for that. And now we would like to take a moment of silence to remember Mrs. Wright. Okay, thank you, everybody. So now Mrs. Campbell's going to help and say a few words, and then we're going to get ready to release the balloons. Thank you all for coming. I'm sorry if
I had so much to say and everyone said it already. So, we all stand here today because Dianna was sheer perfection. A woman with so much love to give. A loving wife, a caring mother, beloved sibling, adored daughter, the fun aunt and cousin, a passionate teacher, a confidant, and a one-in-a-million friend. Dianna made it her mission to make any student who was struggling succeed. She was dedicated and their biggest cheerleader. She was a shoulder to cry on. She would listen to you and never judge. The advice she gave all of us at one time or another helped us through some of our hardest moments in life. Dianna became part of our family. She wasn't just a work friend. She was one of my best friends. We'd eat lunch in the faculty room, and I'd love getting a text from her, and she'd say, "I made extra pasta and sauce for dinner. You want me to pack your lunch?" Her sauce was so amazing, and she knew mine was horrible. She actually taught me how to make sauce. Dianna in the faculty room with her family, as she called us, would laugh at so many things. She spoke about her family, her menu for hosting Easter, how her husband bought her flowers just because. She'd talk about all the adventures she would have with her Shining Star Christian. We'd play jokes on one another. We'd rap Biggie and DMX, and we'd battle how Biggie was better than Tupac. One day, Dianna was driving with Christian and I to TGI Fridays, and Christian was singing Drake and didn't miss a beat. Dianna said, "That's right, he takes after his mama, a Brooklyn boy." She would dance at a prom like no one was watching. She was the life of the party. When the Moore fam went out for dinner, it was never a dull moment. One time, we went to Nori on Page Avenue. Dianna, Jake, Mr. C. They thought it'd be hysterical to say it was my birthday. It wasn't. All of a sudden, the gong went off, and a cake with a huge firework candle was placed in front of me. The whole restaurant was singing happy birthday. Mrs. Latito, Mrs. Woods, and I were dumbfounded. And there was Dianna with a big smile on her face and that contagious laugh. And I knew she just pulled off the best prank ever. We still spoke about that prank every time we spoke. Dianna was a presence when she walked into a room. She created a room of love and gave so many life lessons. Dianna is truly a one-of-a-kind person, and anyone who ever had a moment with her, she impacted their life somehow. She brought positivity to any situation and an immense amount of love. As you're all here tonight, her heart of gold impacted you in some way. Dianna and I would talk about our students and our own kids. We'd always say this: we wish you to succeed, to do what you love and what makes you happy. And you are all doing that, and you're all making her so proud. Dianna may not physically be here, but I know she's a part of our hearts always and forever, and the memories that we have will never ever be forgotten. Dianna and I sang a song when our seniors were graduating, and it truly has a lot of meaning. It's been a long day without you, my friend, but I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Until we meet again, Dianna, please watch over us and guide us. We love you so much. Please release the balloons.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. Come a long way from where we began. You're a
future. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about feeling what feelings on and we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
We were having fun.
From where we began, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong. And what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond. And that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood comes first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn. And that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you're gonna be with me for the last
So let the light guide your way. Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Diana's husband, Michael, would like to say a few words. If you could just give him your attention. Thanks.
First of all, I just want to thank all you guys for coming. Kristen and I, her parents, her family, thank you guys for coming. When I met Diana and found out that she went to school to be a teacher, but wasn't teaching at the time. She always said that she wanted to go back and teach, and she did. And she left Wall Street, became a teacher, and she got her start here at Moore. I actually think that's, with this group, the phrase "work, church, home" came from. So I think we've all heard that a million times. When you ask what she's doing, work, church, home, work, church, home. That's the line she gave you guys all the time. I really hope you guys know how proud she was. You know, going to these guys that are Jose Tejas's or the other spots she met with her. She kept in contact through Instagram, Facebook, and everything else. You know, it's amazing that you guys all showed up and did this for her. And it's amazing that the profound impact she had on her students here, Freehold in modern day. I'm not sure too many teachers can say that these many students felt the same way about them, which is a tribute to her. I'm not shocked at all, knowing Diana, knowing the person she was, and who she was. She was amazing. So I'll leave you with this. I was scrolling through her Instagram feed and came across one of her posts, and it said, "Teachers that put relationships first just don't have students for 1 year. They have students who view them as teachers for life." And I think that's pretty apparent with the turnout here. The fabulous things that have been said on social media. Thank you, guys.
Remember years ago, and every road you take will always lead you there. Oh, it's been a long way without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Before we head out, I just want to thank you all for coming out here and creating yet another experience in the name of Dianna, Mrs. Wright. That concludes our ceremony. Good night.
Thank you.